lecture is The Psychology of Successful Recruiting in Multi-Level Marketing. The Psychology of Successful Recruitment in Multi-Level Marketing, the 5 factors. Recruiting people, bringing them into the organization. What's the psychology of how to bring in more people? And not only to bring in more people, successful recruiting also involves holding the people, which of course is partly dependent on how much money they're making, no doubt about it. But there are other factors, and we're going to talk about that. Bringing people in. Successful recruiting brings people in and your downline, and helping to ensure that they will stay part of the organization. And there are definite challenges with that, because the 99% of the people average about $13 a month, and 92% make $400 over the course of their involvement, and then they leave. So there's definitely a downside in terms of for the average person, in terms of the money they're going to make. But the money is an important factor, super important, but there are other factors, and we're going to talk about that hold people there and staying in the organization in addition to the money. And the money's super important, but there are factors sometimes more important, as important, or a little bit less important. And most people know, or many people, and many of you perhaps have even been in different multi-level marketing companies, and you were probably part of that statistic. They're averaging $13 a month, or a total made $400 before you left. But you probably stayed a while, or you bought a lot of product before that happened. And there are reasons for that. You had not only the hope of making more money, but also there are other factors holding in. And we're going to talk about what are those psychological factors that hold people in the organization, that recruit them in to begin with. So you want to bring in as many downline as you can get, and then having them satisfied there. And you haven't even satisfied when people are not making that much money. Of course, making the money is extremely important. But people keep signing up knowing that they didn't make money on either all these other organizations. You have people who've been in many, many multi-level marketings, many. So what is the psychology behind this? We're going to talk about the 5 factors. The first factor, and we have to keep this in mind, so that way when you're talking to people, and you want to be able to talk to people with this in your mind, but also you want to keep this in your thoughts about the tremendous service that you're giving, because multi-level marketing is the epitome of capitalism with social responsibility. Nobody's really exploited. Everybody has an opportunity to become rich, to live out that dream of wealth and independence. Everyone has that dream potential to fulfill that dream. And people don't resent those above them, because they can say, well, he just went and bought a Mercedes and I helped him do that, but I'm not resentful because I can get that Mercedes, I can get that new house, I can take that vacation, I can do whatever, help my children go through school, whatever. So it's a system. Multi-level marketing is the epitome of a commercial enterprise, the absolute epitome of it, where people can become involved for minimal investments. I mean, usually you have to put in $20,000, $100,000, and $500,000 to really get a business going. Here, for a minimal investment, maybe $1,000, maybe $500, you're in business with the possibilities of making a lot of money. So given it has it's a tremendous format, multi-level marketing. Of course, it can't be just built around being in recruits. There has to be some service or product that's genuinely being sought to sell, something that you believe in, something that you want other people to benefit from because you're benefiting from it. Your family's benefiting from it. So let's go over the 5 factors. Number 1, and this is very, very powerful, is suffering. And a lot of it. Let's talk about what's involved with the suffering. I've been a psychologist for 45 years. I'm 75 years old. I've seen a lot over my lifetime, both as a human being and as a clinician over these 45 years. And I've seen a lot of people, good people, beautiful human beings, mistreated at work. The supervisor, the manager, the owner, not only doesn't appreciate them, even though the person's giving them everything they've got. You're working hard. you're a loyal employee. And after a while, you start noticing, well, they don't look at me as a human being. I'm just a number.